How you doing there, folks? It's Danny Boy here. Now, when I was filming that pink taxi cab there for breast cancer, a young gentleman was kind of standing beside me at the area there, and we kind of had a little bit of a conversation. I will say immediately that Jon introduced himself, and he informed me that he was kind of trying to get himself some lunch. And I thought it was kind of odd because really Jon made a very, very bad beggar. And so I asked him a little bit about his story, his background, and why he was, where he was. And we're going to ask him again, and we're going to do a little interview with him. So Jon, please introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself. You are from
Kitchener, Ontario.
Kitchener area? Okay. Yeah. You were involved with a woman for how many years?
12 years.
And you lived together in a house for how many years?
8.
And you both bought the house kind of together?
Together, yes.
Now she's a post-secondary educator, right?
Yes.
Okay. In the Southern Ontario area. She makes a fairly good wage, I imagine.
Yeah.
And you used to be in what was your trade?
Tires.
Tires?
Tire business.
You were in the tire business.
Yes, sir.
Now, on top of that tire business, you were actually kind of semi-skilled with your hands?
Yeah, my whole life.
Yeah. And you did some improvements to the house?
Sure did, yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about those improvements?
Oh, we just bought a house. We made it into a triplex. Redid the yard, built fences, decks, hot tub, etc., etc. Basically.
And you did this, right?
Yes.
Now, no children involved with the relationship?
No.
Okay. So recently you got laid off. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then what happened?
Then I went on unemployment. I was eligible for 7 months, which ran out about a month and a half ago. Me and my wife, we split up. I walked away from everything. I was unable to fund my lawyer. Legal aid denied me. I was making too much on unemployment insurance, apparently. And when my money ran out, I guess it was time for me to leave.
So as soon as your utility towards the household was used up, through no fault of your own, you were kind of tossed away, tossed out like used trash sort of deal, right?
You could kind of say that, yeah.
Now, you tried to get legal aid.
Yes, I did.
And they denied you. And this has all just happened recently, right?
Yeah.
And so you've left the Kitchener area, and you kind of made your way down to Hamilton here.
Yes.
And you've been living on the streets, ever since.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Now, so when Jon kind of informed me of this, I, being the kind of being a men's human rights activist, I quickly ponied up enough dough for me and Jon to have a decent piece of pizza and a drink so that he can have at least one meal for today. But this is typically what you'll find happens as soon as guys' utility in the relationship is used up. It's, toss them out, get them on the street. Now, can you say that this is kind of typical of your friends there? Like, have you heard the same kind of similar stories yourself there, Jon?
I've heard a few over the years, but I mean, yeah, like I said, I've heard a few, so...
Now, none of the judges or anything like that, they said, are you sure, did they try and dissuade you from, walking away from the equity that was in that house and possibly getting some sort of support from your ex,
Well, they did, and I mean, and it wasn't overly helped, but I mean, again, I mean, I just, I don't really know where to go from there. I couldn't afford it, and I just felt that I should walk away. I mean, what else would I do? Like, I didn't know what else to do without the knowledge of a lot of people.
Yeah. So there, you paid into that house for 8 years, and you did the renovations.
Yes.
Did you pay for the renovations themselves?
Both of us paid.
Both of you paid,
Yep.
but you did the labor.
Yes.
Okay. So over 8 years, you transformed a single dwelling home into a triplex. So
Yes.
now it's a self-sustaining house, right? You can
Plus.
so it's actually an income
It
property.
pays, pretty close.
It pays
there
for
is
itself?
money after everything is paid. There's money left over towards bank account.
And not one of these lawyers or anything like that, tried to advise you to, make a claim for, the equity that you put into that house.
Not really, no.
Okay, John, I need to get going here. I wish you the best. I'm going to give you my contact information as best as possible, and I would like you to keep in touch there, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Danny Boy and John out. Later, folks.